Hello and welcome back to Saber Outdoors. My name, of course, is Mark Alexander, your wonderful and very long-suffering host. Guys, so I have been doing challenges and walking, doing hiking videos and doing this and doing that. So today, I'm just gonna go fishing, but the twist isn't so much on me as it is you. So this video is going to be made twice. This is going to be 100% raw footage for one of these videos, and then the next video you can see the results of me editing. So this is so that you all can have just a little behind the scenes look of how long do I fish a certain thing? What ways do I fish a certain thing? How do I act when I'm off camera? Am I really the same off camera as I am on? Because you're gonna see this 100%. I'm not cutting it once for the raw video. And that way, you can see bloopers, mistakes. You can see me, for some reason, tapping my chest because I've got my chest mount on, and that's because as soon as I'm finished with this intro, I'm gonna put you on my chest mount and we're going. There's not gonna be a cut in this for the raw portion. So I guess guys, that's pretty much the explanation. That, like I said, there will be 2 videos from this footage. They will be 100% raw, and then the next day, or maybe even the same day, I will post the edited version of this video. So with all that said, I think I've fully explained it. I'm going to put you on my chest. We're going to pick up a rod and go. We're going to start with my fly rod because I love fly fishing. There's a reason why I call this the whip. There it goes. Now guys, I hope that you'll appreciate everything. I've only got 1 battery, so this video won't be probably very much over an hour, but it'll be a good way for you to see the process, and you'll see exactly why I really like my fly rod, because I doubt that it will take me a very long time to find some fish. Now, fly rod's usually what I catch bluegill with, but who knows? I mean, you've seen me catch bass with it. You've seen Luke catch bass with it. We'll get her out there. Oh yeah, that's plenty far. We're gonna dead stick that for a minute and see if anything comes up. I put new leader on this, so now it's got actually enough leader to lay it down real nice and light like I want it. We had a bite. Come on, I need a big one to just come up and smash that thing. Now guys, I don't know if I told you or not, but it's 8 o'clock, so it's not like crack of dawn. But there is, if you look down the way, there is still a little smoke on the water. So, I mean, it's a nice, cool morning. So far we've had 1 bite. That's a nice thing about fly fishing. You really don't have to sit and wait with it that long. Give her about 20 seconds at the most. Nothing's bit, move to the next spot. Ooh, I don't know what that was, but it seemed big. Come on, come on. I need something to come up and just smash it. Probably be one of them little old fingerling bass. Alright guys, so we're probably not 5 minutes in this video and we're already got one kind of tester bite and one good bite. And we're doing like we usually do. I'm casting a couple of times, and if I don't see anything, I take a couple of steps over, cast somewhere different. Now this pond's been fished a lot harder this year than it usually is, so they may be a little bit more timid. Pick my slack up. Let's just see what they do. They're coming up and doing little test bites. I may have to go to a different popper. Honestly, this wouldn't be a bad day for a woolly booger, but I left those at the house. Come on, one of you good bluegill or bass come up and just smash that thing. Don't know if I can get out to that, but I will. We'll certainly try. We're close enough. If he's interested, he'll come over. The trouble with fly fishing, is I have a hill behind me almost all the time, unless I'm standing in the creek fishing up or down. At that point, then at least I don't have a hill behind me, but usually I have woods and trees and limbs and such. For you raw watchers, I'm trying to talk more than average, which is probably not helping my fishing. They keep testing the legs. What I might do is I might just cut the legs off of these, off of this popper that I'm using. Woo! That almost come back and got me. My little popper here is all kinds of wrapped up on my rod. All right, let's pull her slack out, just like I tell everybody that I teach to fly fish. Get her slack pulled out. And we'll lay it down. If your leader's too short when you're fly fishing, it doesn't lay down nice and neat. It actually slams down, which sometimes is a good thing. It's like, boom, get the fish's attention, like a bug just dive bombed into the water. But more often than not, you just end up scaring your fish away. Oop, dropped my line. Oh, maybe that sun coming out helped them. Guys, they're playing with fire, and they're eventually gonna get burned, because I'm gonna catch one. You raw viewers, you can kind of see where I'm coming from whenever it comes to, you know, being persistent. We'll give them over there a minute or two break. That time it just went all over the place. Oh, that was one. Oh, and that's a nice fish. That might be, that's either a big bluegill or a bass. Oh, that's an awesome bluegill. Look at that bluegill. Let me tell you guys, there ain't nothing more satisfying than when you nail a big bluegill on your fly rod. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Come on. He's got one jacked up eye. But he is a big, bad, booty-shaking daddy. Thanks for biting, my guy. Big old bull gill. All right, so we're one fish in. Now, you raw people, you know how much effort that took. But if they're only going to watch the regular video, they don't understand how long I played out here before I finally caught one. But I knew it would. I knew it would. Now I gotta get myself a little bit untangled. But that's why we fish the fly rod. Like, you know, sometimes it's aggravation. You know, we gotta deal with, you know, world's strongest weeds behind us, and you know, line being all tucked up under us and such. But you saw, as soon as I got here, I started catching fish. Well, not catching fish, but I started getting bites and possibly catching fish. Caught the weeds behind me. And I still got a bite. Come on. Come on. Come on. Quit playing games with my heart. I should have known from the start. It's a beautiful day. Alright, I think I've burnt them enough. Let's try over there a little bit. Try it towards the little creek. Ooh, one came up and test bit it, but he didn't commit. I can't wait until a little later in the year and they will literally dive on it. I'm gonna play with these for a little longer and then I might walk down to the other end. Oh, where he was. Ah, he got off. Ah, well. That's why they call it fishing, not catching. And it just happens out of nowhere. When the sun's a mite brighter and the, oops, hung on a limb. Oh, maybe that's the answer. Maybe they're farther out than I'm throwing. First things we're gonna do, we're gonna give that a pitch somewhere a little further away from me. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Ah. Do you see that? Guys, do you see that? They are not just coming up and love tapping it like that other one. They were trying to murk it. There must be some kind of structure or I think there's an algae bloom or a piece of limb or something right there that they really like. Let's see if I can get a little further out there. Yeah. That was a test bite. Let's give that spot a break for a moment. Oh, that wasn't a test bite. That was a good fish. That's another nice big bull bluegill. There he is, guys. In all his bluegilly normalness. I don't know what that word was, but I said it. Look at that. Look at that. Guys, that's a nice fish. Thank you, my guy. Send you back with your brothers and sisters. I ain't seen that big mama yet, but she's out there. I'm glad I decided to do this. This will be a great video to show you, the audience, what I do in the way of, you know, how much effort do I really put into fishing. Man. Boy, they're starting to get going. Ah, oh, come on. Now that I'm excited, I'm gonna keep getting a little bit lazy and not giving it enough time back behind me. I'm down to my backing on the reel. Oh, my shoulder's starting to lose power. I'm gonna try and grind one more out, guys, and then I'm gonna have to put fly rod down for a little while. Oh, world's strongest weed got me. Thankfully, it didn't get me bad. Ooh, that's a good cast. I bet one marks it really quick. He swirled at it. They may have gotten smart to me. Let's give that spot a rest a minute. Throw a little further to one side. Oh, I thought I felt him for like just a microsecond. Oops, world's strongest weed. I've never been your beast of burden. I walk for miles, my feet are hurting. I don't remember any more of this song. But if you're hard enough, if you're tough enough, if you're rich enough, I've got to know to see. Oh, I want to catch you, fishy, 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 fishy girl. Let's hope it's not a fishy girl. That would be weird. Wouldn't it be weird if it was like a reverse mermaid, where it's like the fish part's on top and the lady part's on the bottom? Like all there is booty and legs. See, this is weird random thoughts you get whenever I'm out fishing. What am I hitting? Oh, I bet I'm hitting that big golf thing back there. One kind of come up and slapped at it, but I fished long enough this morning now that I'm not biting on those. We'll try it there a moment. Put my flaps down so that I can save my ears. Y'all wonder, I may not have even put it in the videos yet, why I call these hats Ear Savers 3000. Oh, that was a good one. And I caught the weeds behind me. Yep, way behind me. You can see kind of why I'm having so much problem. Look, I'm down in a hill, and like the land where my lure's hung up is level with my head. But it pulled off, so it makes life a little easier. Let me step up. Oh, no, maybe let me shake my line off and then step over it. Got a minor tangle, but we'll get her out there. Let's step a couple steps over. That way I can have more centered up. Boy, my strength is going away in my shoulders, what it is. I may have to just accept 2 and go to my other baits, because I do have other baits. Now, for anyone that's ever wondered what I'm using, this is a 9-foot fly rod that catches bluegill like that. That's not as big as my other ones. But hey, that's 3 bluegill on our fly rod in not that long a time. Tell your mama I'm coming for her. Yeah. That's like talking, like you see the old movies where it's like they start yelling in their own language and it just sounds like gibberish to us. I'm sure that's what it sounds like. Guys, when you catch a fish, it kind of gives you more energy. I want to try again. I want more of that. Oops. Hook the weeds behind me. Oh, where's another one? He ain't as big, or he ain't fighting as hard. I ain't sure which. I think actually he's just not fighting as hard. Yeah, it's a nice fish. All right, guys. Oh, you slapped me in the face. You must be mama. See ya. How dare that thing slap me in the face? You better be glad we're here and not somewhere else. You may have ended up up on Billy's plate. All right, guys, I'm gonna get this good and cast it out, and I'm gonna reel up. And I might catch fish doing that. I have many times, as my fishing buddies can attest. Let me roll it around my finger a couple times on the odd chance I do catch one. Okay. Sometimes that little motion like that is enough. But you've seen, especially if you've been doing the raw thing, I catch fish when I just lay it out there and leave it alone. A lot of fish. All right, guys, so we're gonna make a change. I've got a white big blade tied on, and I want to try that out before it gets blazing hot. That, and it'll give my shoulder a little bit of rest. Or actually, I'll try the Whopper Plopper for a little while. I've got a little micro Whopper Plopper. I'll try it for a little while, and that'll really give my shoulder a rest. And I'll rest the shoulder up, and then go after them bluegill up by that shady spot next to the tree. If you're a long time watcher, you know. Now today, I probably will not need to change my lures that regularly, because I have a great deal of confidence in the lures that I'm using. But see, we fished this part and up, so I'm going to start here and go down instead. That way, you know, I'm getting into new fish that haven't seen me or what I'm doing. And that's a little white, I think the size is 60, Whopper Plopper. But all I do for this, cast it out, slowly reel it in. That's probably about right for this rod. And as you've seen in past videos, there's not really a warning as far as this goes. There's not a, it's gonna happen right now kind of deal. It's just boom, and we're fighting a fish. And this is small enough that a big bluegill might be able to come up and get them hooks in its mouth. Although I've not caught any bluegill on this yet. Just bass. Didn't catch nothing, so we'll take 3 or 4 steps. Cast out. Didn't catch nothing, take 2 or 3 steps, cast out. I love fishing this whopper plopper on this rod. It's so nice. You can really work a lot of water with this. You can cast out, work a spot, move over a few feet, work a spot. This is part of the reason why I actually am able to consistently catch fish, because I don't just stand still in one spot and fish where I'm not getting bites. You saw while I was fly fishing, I was getting bites, so I stayed still. But doing this kind of stuff, you know, I've already worked almost 20 feet of the bank in 10, 15 casts. I thought for a second that bird was coming down to kill my lure. He hit either side picking up water, I guess. I would love for a nice blow up to happen, because that makes for great video. You know what I really wish, and I might have somebody paint me one up. I wish I had the next size up of one of these, and I want it painted brown with a yellow whopper plopper tail. Like, I want the body brown, and then this tail I want to be just as bright chartreuse as possible. Sometime or another, if you all like this style of video, and if you've made it this far, I will make this again with more people. That way I've got somebody to talk to, somebody to work off of. We just keep on keeping on. Let's do a camera check, make sure where you all are in battery. 41%. So you all are still okay on battery, but not great. I might not fish this for very much longer though. Might get that big blade and grab my fly rod and come down to the other end. Yep, we're gonna go grab my bass rod, my big bass rod, and the fly rod, and we'll walk down, or I might ease my truck down where I'm a little closer, because I could be another probably 150 feet closer if I just drove down a little. So that's probably what I'll do. But this is part of, you know, how I do things, my process. All right, got that took care of. Put it back in the pickup, and we're gonna move our pickup down the way a little bit. Looks like our neighbor's come out of his little home there. I'm the fishing obsessed man, if he asks me anything. Looks like he's just gonna get in his vehicle and go, though. I wonder who he is. Sometime if I catch him in between, I might ask him. But for today, I'm just gonna pull up, park, get me a drink and almost fall down. We'll grab our 2 rods that we want, and we'll walk down. This is kind of the slow, boring part that I don't really show you all much. So I'm not going to give it a full hardcore cast, but I'll put this fly rod under my arm, and we'll give this a few casts as we're walking, just kind of lazy cast like that. Now that's a white big blade that I'm throwing now with I think it's 4.5 or 4.8 swim bait on the back of it, which immediately got stuck to the hook. Come back here. You see those guys where they cast it with one arm? It looks like that. I can actually see a bass sitting in the weeds right there. Let's see what his reaction is when this big blade comes by. He didn't care. Well, maybe his neighbor will. All right, let's get to the other side of this water. We'll drop our fly rod here so that I can get a good full cast with this. That's why my shoulder stays so tired, is because you can see the difference between half a cast and a whole cast. It is large. That and this pulls through the water really, really heavy. This wouldn't be a bad day for spinnerbait, but I'm gonna try this big blade for a little while. See if I can get a big bite off the big blade. I did good yesterday on spinnerbait though. You can figure out which video that is. But who am I kidding? I doubt anyone's watching at this point. If you're watching at this point, put that down in the description. Put that down, I'm watching 42. I either hit some grass or I got hit. Must have got hit. That 3/4 ounce, I can sail it forever, it seems. Throw it down the way. I scared a couple. You can see it's not as easy for bass. Bass, especially in a pressured pond like this, they don't bite like bluegill. Bluegill are usually not nearly as heavy pressured. That's why you saw when I used the fly rod. They just don't seem interested in the big blade today. We're gonna give her one more shot, and then I'm gonna take up the fly rod and see if I can do any good in that corner over there. All right, I'm gonna take one more shot with it. Back down. Doesn't help me that my shoulder is screaming right now. It's like, please, please stop this, please. All right, guys, so let's give her a quick one because I got it muddy. All right, we're gonna put this down. We're gonna go back to what's working. And what's working? My fly rod. That's why I love the whip. So let's get it undone from that. Let's ease down the way and fish it a while. We'll leave it there for a minute. Probably about as close as I need to be. I think I can swing it in there. I saw one flop over yonder, but I'm gonna hold still. I see like, oh, you booger. They came up and test bit it. Ah, bless. Ooh, that was a good one. Oh, and that one came up and murked it. That feels like a really good one. You wonder why I like fly fishing? This is why I like fly fishing. I could do this every day for the rest of my days. Catching nice bluegill over and over again. You better believe I could do this. I didn't even talk to that one. That's how excited I am to get back in there and catch another one. That little corner, for whatever reason, that the bluegill always really like it. And that one came up and murked it. A little bit more line. Bluegill. Oh, one came up and looked at it and he turned away. I don't know if you all can see such fine detail on the GoPro. Another one came up and looked at it and turned away. I'm gonna leave it just a little longer than I usually would, see if one gets brave and nails it. Give it a little shake. At this point, I'm going, whenever it's on the other side of the willows, I can't see it, but I can hear whenever that big, when they come up and suck it down. That big. Oh, I may have overwrapped. It fell out good. That's the danger, is about whipping it right against that willow. I wish I could get some clippers in and cut, not even all of it off, but like first foot and a half. Because I don't want to cut down all their shade, because there is not very much of it at this pond. Let's scooch over a couple of steps and we're gonna try our luck on that other bank over there. Oops, hooked the table. Looks like my popper's okay though. I forgot they moved the tables back here now. That's one thing about fly fishing. You got to watch what's behind you as well as what you're trying to cast at in front. Because now, like, I can cast where I am, but if I move over here, I'm going to have that table behind me. So I'll have to be mindful of that. Good. I wasn't sure if I could get it over that much in one cast. Ooh, that might be a little shallow, but they could come up and murk it anyway. Give it a little wiggle, although I don't think anything's going to come for it there. Nope, that there bit. We'll leave it there for a second, just see if anything bites, but that dead limb up there hung me, ruined my cast. I used to have a small fly rod that I could really get in there good doing this technique. Nope, I'm in the tree. Good, fell out. That's the nice thing about this technique. Whenever you do get it in the tree, where it's such a light lure, it doesn't really have any weight to hook on. All the fish might have run off where I've been trying to get back in there. Why? Why do you keep doing that? I'm trying to... I know what I'm trying to do, but it's not wanting to do it for me. I'm trying to hit those limbs hard enough that my line is there. Well, guys, let's go back to our big blade. All you raw people listening. You're like, ugh. Oh, where's my big blade at? I see it there now. I think I'll fish my big blade until I leave. See if maybe I can pick up a bass or two. There's some kind of algae bloom structure or some kind up there. You know what, how much time do I have? Not long. We're gonna run over the pickup. I'm gonna put on my wake bait. I've got a big wake bait that I really like, and they might come up and murk. It'd be nice if they would. Park officials are coming through. Probably gonna say hi. No, looks like they're just gonna park and clean up the campsite. Now the nice thing about this wake bait that I'm about to put on is it doesn't go down but maybe 6 inches, maybe a foot if I'm really burning it with my tip down. And that's great for this pond because it means that I can actively keep it out of the grass for the most part. But we're going to try and get this done quickly because you all are losing ground on battery. And you know, spoiler alert, I only have one battery. I've got extensions so that I can use my battery for a little longer. Ooh. The buzzbait is calling to me, but not as hard as that big wake bait. So guys, we're gonna get changed as quickly as I can tie this. I'll show it to you and then we're gonna go fishing. Now this is a Long Creek custom wake bait. I don't know if he makes his own bait and then paints them, but I know for sure that he paints them. He's a guy out of Dover, Tennessee. Really nice. I believe in his real life he is some kind of healthcare worker. I'm gonna put these in my pocket actually, because if I catch me a fish on this, he might be all kinds of tied up. And we'll fish. Those guys are working over there, so I'm not going to intrude on them. I'm going to fish from the middle back to the back of the pond. Boy, that thing looks good. So guys, we're trying out our Long Creek custom bait. It's a custom painted bluegill wake bait. Now wake bait runs about 4 to 6 inches below the water unless you reel it slowly or more, or like burn it. So like it'll float up, and if I reel it really slow, you can see it sitting there on top, just barely turning. But I usually like to reel it kind of normal. And if you look closely, you can still see the wake, but you can't see the bait. And this thing is loud, guys. Listen how loud. That is loud. But the nice thing is it stays on top of the moss and grass and weeds and slime and everything else. So I usually don't have to clean the hooks very regularly. And I've had this bait for years at this point. The guy is Guy's a really nice guy out of Dover, Tennessee. He's got a Facebook page if you want to go look at it. But we're gonna try to see if we can grind us out a bass or two before I have to call this video a day, because I am running low on battery. Take a couple steps over, throw. One day I'm gonna hit that thing. I have caught bukus of fish off of this. Because it looks like a big bait, but it's only like 3.5 inches long. It's just really wide, which is natural because that's what a bluegill is. If you really think about a bluegill is not very long for how tall it is. So this is actually pretty accurate bluegill bait. Come on. I need one to murk this thing so it's not just like me fly fishing and catching bluegill, which I like doing, but I don't know how much you all do. If you're still here, tell me in the comments, do you like me catching bluegill on a fly rod? I like it, but if I did what I liked all the time, I think you all would get bored of it. Because I like to sleep a lot. In fact, probably after I'm finished with this video, I am going to go back to sleep. Must have ran into some grass or something because it's heavy now. Yep. I ran into a little bit that was a little bit taller, but still not much. You know, I sent one of these to Fishing with Becca. I wonder if she'll ever open it to go fishing with it. Guys, they don't seem to be hitting it on fast retrieve. Let's see how much battery I got. 6%. 6%. I am gonna slowly reel this back. I may only get 1 or 2 casts on camera doing this. See, this is the nice. All right, guys, so that's the end of our fishing video. Of course, the battery died because we used the entire battery while we were fishing. Now, understand that when I usually move spots, or whenever I say we're going to day 2, it probably means that my battery died while I was fishing. And guys, the video is going to look very differently to those of you who watch the raw version as to those who watch the edited version. So I'm hopeful that this will stir conversation, maybe make you interested to maybe even start YouTubing. I would be very happy to show anybody who wants to learn YouTubing. I don't mind showing my little tiny amount of knowledge, because I'm just getting started myself, but I can at least give you some tools to get going. Guys, we caught fish with our fly rod, and I love fishing with my fly rod. If you saw, I was tearing them up with the fly rod, and I took my fly rod. I did better on the back side of the pond than I did the front side. I think people have been fishing this pond pretty hard lately. That's why the fly rod didn't do even better. But guys, we had a great time fishing this morning, and you know, I would have liked to have caught bass, but it's fishing, not catching. That's part of fishing. Sometimes you come out, you don't catch the thing you would like to catch, or you don't catch it on the lure that you think you should be catching them on. I thought that a certain lure was going to do great. If you watch the raw version, you know which one I mean. I thought that a certain lure was going to do great. It didn't. I thought another lure was going to do great. It didn't. I thought another lure was going to do great. It didn't. But guys, we're going to persevere anyways. We're going to keep going. And if you all want more of the raw footage, I will do this again, but probably not for a long while. So it may be 3 or 4 months before I even consider doing the raw footage again. But as for this video, it's pretty well done. So I'm just going to do the usual YouTube things, like, share, subscribe, comment. Please hit that bell notification and subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it helps me so very much. But that's all there is to say. We'll see you somewhere in the woods or on the water.